This is you. Dirt in your mouth. Rock dust in your lungs. Darkness so absolute it has weight, it presses against your eyeballs like two thumbs trying to push through. You can't move your legs. You try again. Nothing. Not pain, worse nothing. Just the dull, terrifying absence of sensation below your hips and the sound of the earth around you still settling, still shifting, like something alive deciding whether to finish the job. 30 seconds ago, you were moving. Now you are the ground. You didn't join the Rangers because you wanted to be a hero. That's the fairy tale they sell at the recruiting office, the poster with the clean boots and the American flag. You joined because of Marcus, your older brother, Staff Sergeant Marcus Duke Calloway, 75th Ranger Regiment, 2 tours in Kandahar, 1 in Mosul. You grew up watching him leave and come back harder, quieter, straighter, like war had stripped everything soft out of him and replaced it with something forged. He died in a tunnel. IED-triggered collapse, Helmand Province. 2019. They gave your mother a folded flag and a certificate. They gave you a direction. So here you are, 4 years later, Ranger First Class Jake Calloway, 26 years old, eating dirt in a classified tunnel network beneath a compound in the Tora Bora highlands, a location that doesn't exist, on a mission that will never be documented, with 4 men who are the closest thing to family you have left. You don't know where they are anymore. The mission was clean on paper. Intel asset embedded inside the network of a ghost, a man the intelligence community calls Cypher. Iranian trained, cartel funded, responsible for 3 dead CIA case officers, and a weapons pipeline flooding into Eastern Europe. The asset, a Tajik national codename Reed, had mapped a tunnel system beneath Cypher's compound. 6 entry points, primary egress through the north tunnel. 30-minute window between guard rotations. Your team, 5 Rangers, no support assets, no air cover, black operation. The kind where if something goes wrong, Washington develops sudden, severe amnesia. Your team leader, Captain Ghost Hargrove, tall and economical with words. A man who communicated in silence the way others communicated in sentences. Smart, unnervingly calm. Demo specialist Corporal Torch, Osei Ghanaian American, built like a door frame, could disarm anything with wires, and had a laugh that was completely inappropriate in every situation, and somehow made everything better. Sniper specialist Ren Alvarez, 5'4", 23, could shoot a cigarette out of a man's mouth at 800 meters and had lost her brother to cartel violence outside Juarez. She didn't talk about it. She didn't need to. And Sergeant First Class Preach, Dominic Rourke, the oldest, the gray at his temples, the Bible verses he muttered under his breath before every breach. Not religious, he'd tell you. Superstitious. 5 of you. 1 tunnel, 1 ghost. The breach went clean. Too clean. You remember thinking that the specific cold prickle of professional instinct, whispering something's off as you move through the primary tunnel in a stack, NVGs painting the world in green and shadow, the smell of cold stone and stale water filling your nose. Then, Torch hit a pressure plate that wasn't on Reed's map. The explosion wasn't large, tactical, designed not to kill, designed to collapse. The ceiling came down in sections, like a throat swallowing. First the section behind you, cutting retreat. Then the middle section, where Ghost and Ren were positioned. Then the section just ahead of you, the shockwave hammering you sideways into the wall, and then the wall above you decided it agreed with gravity, and here you are, buried. You force yourself to breathe slowly. That's the first thing. Panic burns oxygen, and oxygen is already rationed by the weight on your chest. Your left arm is free. You can feel it. You sweep blindly, and your hand finds the surface of a rock, the size of a refrigerator, angled just enough that it's created a tiny pocket of space around your upper body. A void. An accidental mercy. Marcus died in a tunnel. The thought arrives unbidden. Is this symmetry or punishment? You push it away. You find your radio. Crush it against your face. Any station. This is Calloway. I am buried. Primary tunnel. 50 meters from breach point. Does anyone copy? Static. Then, faint and fragile as a heartbeat. Jake. Ren. Status. I'm okay. I think. Ghost is with me. He's hit. Preach. Preach didn't make it through the collapse. The word didn't land like a stone in still water. Preach. 63 Bible verses memorized. Superstitious, not religious. Gray temples, gone. Torch, you ask? Silence answers. You start moving. That's all there is. You can't mourn in a coffin. You claw at the dirt above your left shoulder. Your fingers find edges, angles, gaps. Your legs feeling is returning, white hot and unwelcome. The pins and needles of compression releasing begin to push. It takes 9 minutes. It feels like 9 years. You emerge from the rubble, like something wrong being born. Gasping, coated in gray dust. Your NVGs shattered, operating purely on the amber glow of a cracked chem light. You snap with your teeth and hold between your fingers like a candle in a cathedral. The tunnel groans around you, still moving, still deciding. You find Ghost 40 meters west. Ren had packed his shoulder wound with her own kit. He's conscious but pale, moving at 60%. He looks at you the way men look at each other when words are structurally insufficient. You grab his good arm. You pull. Torch? He asks. Don't know. He nods once. A whole conversation in a single motion. You almost miss the sound. Almost. Under the groan of stressed earth, beneath your own ragged breathing, a tapping, rhythmic, deliberate. 3 taps, pause. 3 taps, torch. You track the sound to a collapsed section 10 feet to the north, a narrow gap where 2 slabs have leaned against each other like exhausted soldiers. You press your face to the gap. The chem light finds a hand, brown skin. A ring on the 3rd finger, his wife, Adazi. Their daughter, 2 years old. A photo in his chest pocket he showed you every time you made it back. Torch. Can you hear me? Man, his voice is wet. Not good. I been better. Are you pinned? Both legs. But I'm breathing. That's something, right? That's everything, you tell him. And you mean it. Ghost is already analyzing the slab geometry. 1 arm, useless. Doing the math. We need a lever. Something to redistribute. He stops. Looks at you. The tunnel's still shifting, Jake. We have maybe 8 minutes before the next section gives. 8 minutes. 2 slabs, 1 lever, 1 compromised team leader, 1 buried demo specialist who is breathing that something, and somewhere above you, a compound full of Cypher's people who now know exactly where you are. And Cypher himself? You heard it before, the collapse. A voice on the tunnel comms, calm and almost amused, speaking in Dari, retranslated it in your earpiece, just before everything went loud. Let them dig themselves out. I want to meet the one who came for me. You find a support strut from the original tunnel frame, steel pipe. You wedge it. Ghost reads angles. Ren covers the western tunnel mouth, rifle up, watching for boots. You push every muscle fiber, screaming, the tunnel groaning in warning, dust raining into your open eyes, and the slab shifts. Torch drags himself free with his arms, legs trailing wrong, expression locked into the 1,000-yard stare of a man in serious pain, choosing not to acknowledge it yet. You get him upright between you, his arm across your shoulders, his blood on your neck. Safe house is 2 clicks north, Ghost says. Exfil bird lands at 03:15. We have, he checks, 40 minutes. On 2 broken legs and a commander with 1 arm, Ren says. And a tunnel that's still collapsing, Torch adds. Great, you say. We've had worse. Nobody confirms or denies this. The eastern egress is compromised. You find a ventilation shaft. Reed's map had it as secondary, too narrow for mission use. Reed clearly never met rangers operating on 0 options. You go 1 at a time, Torch biting down on a strap, moving on upper body alone, not making a sound. Not 1 sound. Above ground, the compound is a hornet's nest. Lights, voices, boots on gravel. Cypher's people aren't panicking, they're organizing, which is worse. These aren't militia. These are trained security, moving in coordinated sweeps. You go out dark, no lights, no talking, hand signals only. Ghost leads, despite the shoulder, it's instinct with him, it's gravity. Ren floats at the rear, rifle swiveling, seeing everything. You carry Torch's weight, and your own and your brother's ghost, and every reason you came here, and you move through the shadows of a mountain that doesn't exist toward a helicopter that won't officially fly. You don't get Cypher. That truth settles somewhere cold in your chest during the 2nd click, when you clear the wire, and the compound lights are fading behind you, and the whump of rotors materializes in the distance like a prayer being answered at reduced volume. You were 40 meters from him. You had 3 minutes before the collapse. His voice on the comms was so calm. He'll be gone by dawn. New identity, new safe house, new ghost. You didn't get him, but Torch's arm is across your shoulders, and his heart is beating, and the helicopter is growing louder, and Ghost is on the comms, calling in the extraction, and Ren is running her hand along her brother's name on the inside of her wrist, a tattoo you never asked about, and now don't need to. You got them out. Preach didn't make it. The weight of that arrives fully now, no tunnel wall left to defer it. Dominic Rourke. Superstitious, not religious. 63 verses. He'd have appreciated verse 64 being the one that goes, sometimes the ground takes you, and that's all there is to say. The bird lifts and the mountain shrinks below you, and the wind is freezing through the open door, and Torch is unconscious against your shoulder. Breathing, that's something. And Ghost is staring at the middle distance, jaw tight, already writing the report that will explain nothing to anyone. You look down at your hands, gray with dust, black with blood. Shaking slightly, Marcus died in a tunnel. You lived in one. You're not sure yet what that means. You're not sure it means anything. You're not sure meaning is something the earth underground cares about when it decides to move. Maybe Preach knew. Maybe that's why he kept muttering those verses, not for God, not for luck, but just to have something to say in the dark when the dark was listening. The helicopter banks north. Somewhere below, Cypher's already running, and you are already deciding this mission didn't happen. You were never here. But the tunnel was real, and so was every man it took.